Good evening there, YouTube. Jared Miner here, JS Miner 87 on the DFS Quarry Show. Coming at you live for a main slate breakdown for tomorrow, November 27th, 2018. I am riding this show solo tonight as you know, Joe's been contemplating a move here, and well, not contemplating, he moved, and he said he's due internet back tomorrow. Supposed to be hooked up, and I didn't want to deprive you guys another main slate breakdown for a third day in a row due to a weekend absence. We were going to do a show, what was it, Saturday. It was just a 3-game slate, so we decided not to do one, and due to busy schedules as well. And then yesterday, it was just a crazy day, hectic. So all around. So we're going to just do this solo show. Looks like what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got a 10-game main slate, so I'm going to do my best to try to, I believe it's going to be 10 games. So we're going to do my best to get it done quickly. I know I got down to about 6 games worth with a deep, kind of a little bit deeper analysis of the top 6 games. The last 4, we're going to kind of give a first take together here. And good evening there, Mitch. I know you guys crave the, well, you know, now that we got women on the channel, some might like my good looks, but we're just going to go to the screen share here and get that up and running and break down each game. And hopefully we get a lot of chat room action. We did good there last week, Thursday, Friday. A lot of chat room activity, and the page is moving up. I just logged into the screen here and into the account, and we had a few new subscribers again. So I didn't get the total number yet, but I'm assuming we're around 67 subscribers. So we're doing good. And pick-wise in the tournament today, I'm running third place, so about 35 points. Hit some solid plays with the Detroit first line, really paying off for me. Let me just I know you guys are in my tournament, but Ovechkin, Backstrom paid off some dividends there. Kachuk's got me some points. Really, overall, Nudivara from Columbus got me some points. Overall, doing quite well. The only one that's really on the dud line for me is DeMello from the Rangers, kind of letting me down. But overall, good show, good games tonight. Hopefully, Kincaid holds on for the win. I was the only one in the league that took him, I believe. So we're gonna get into this. Enough about that, and we'll get right into the slate for tomorrow. So here we go. And I notice there's always a delay. Well, you come to the right place, Raiders fan. We'll get you where we need to be here. So first game up on the slate, and here's a couple of the takeaways that I put down here just for you guys, tidbits. Kind of what I look for here. When I'm looking, I try to look through the whole team schedule, see if there's any trend of back-to-backs, see if there's any trends of after a big loss, that sort of stuff. You know, obviously it's still a game of hit or miss, but just some things that I notice here. But first game up here, we got the San Jose Sharks traveling to the Buffalo Sabres. San Jose somehow is a 105 away road team favorite with an over-under of 6. Early projections are that Martin Jones is going to take on Carter Hutton. Like my game 1 takeaway here was San Jose's 2-0 after a shutout. As you know, the last game is a last game Vegas Golden Knights did shut out the San Jose Sharks with a little bit of an ejection by Kane. And DeBoer there also got ejected. So, you know, good activity there for us in the last game. Well, let's bring up this here stats. What do we notice here, and what do we like here? You know, doing some deep down analysis here. I guess we'll go to the Sabres here since they're first. You see a lot of production here coming from Jack Eichel. Look at those shots, 24 shots, 7 points over the last 5 games, getting into some power play action. Skinner, obviously, another 5 points, 14 shots, 1 block. 2 power play points there, guys, to consider as well on that first line. I personally, driving down some analysis here, I like Eichel Reinhardt a little bit more than an Eichel Skinner combo for tomorrow night. So I wouldn't be opposed to taking an Eichel Reinhardt combo and even pairing it up with Okposo. I really do like where Okposo stands for tomorrow, as St. Louis or San Jose does tend to give up more goals from the last 5 games that I analyzed of second lines tend to cause them a little bit more trouble than the first lines. So that's something I looked at, and that's why I'd kind of like Okposo even getting some power play time to even run an Okposo, Reinhardt, Eichel line. I might do pairs because there is 10 games tomorrow rather than bury them all in one basket. But that's where I'm looking at here. Tage Thompson in a GPP, three goals on 8 shots in the past 5 games. Also getting a power play time there. Could be a good play. Pominville in this third line, still getting some production, but I don't know. I don't like him particularly as a third liner. You see these guys here starting to produce. We always call them the Rasmus pairs, Dahlin and Ristolainen. Certainly are in play as well. And goalie-wise, I'm not going to take a chance on Hutton or Jones here. Like I said, I like Evander Kane where he sits. As you know, he is returning to Buffalo. As he was traded, I believe. So, yeah, it was a trade. So Kane is in play going up against a former rival. It tends to be a stat that they do try to feed him the puck a little bit more against a former teammate. But for me, if I'm running the Sharks tomorrow, it'd be Kane, Pavelski, and I do like what Carlson's starting to do as well at 5,800. Carlson is now in play on your DFS lineups at 5,800. You're starting to see it. 7 points in 5 games, 16 shots, 8 blocks, 4 points on the power play. He's back in play. And like I said, no Jones. According to Left Wing Lock, it is Jones. So they are on the same page there. And when you look, when you're analyzing some stats here, home teams, Buffalo 8-2-1 at home ice. They're 9th in the power plays and 9th in penalty kill. So decent numbers there for Buffalo. On the road, you find 19th in the league, San Jose. 2 points. They are 4-5-2 on the road. 2.7 goals for, 3.5 against. 21st in the league on power plays and 3rd in the league on penalty kills. So, definitely have a solid penalty kill, the Sharks do. And they do get a fair number of chances on the power play. Maybe not converting them, but I do think that they will be a play. But you would also get them already in the play if you're playing the three guys that I did say. So that's my analysis. Like I said, San Jose is 2-0 after a shutout. So something to maybe consider. Is it a revenge game for him? Is it Evander Kane getting ejected and coming out with fury and getting a couple points? That's what you look for. And I look for the Sharks to kind of snap the Sabres streak here and win this one. Next game up, we have the Ottawa Senators traveling over to take on the Philadelphia Flyers. Philadelphia, a 190 home favorite with an over-under of 7. Over and under of 7 is the highest I've seen this year. So this over and under is, we got to look at the Vegas lines, which way is it going to trend. I'm thinking it's going to trend upward here, and we're going to see a lot of goals in this game. You got McKenna for the Senators taking on Picard. Pickard. Yeah, Mitch. I take some different stats. You know, this here comes in like just a kind of a copy paste from one website, and I did build I built some macros into these here, so I could just run a quick macro to kind of color code everything where I'm at. I didn't really publish them yet or anything like that because yeah, I want to make sure they work. You know, is it getting me the information I need? You know, I am running you know, running third. I'm up and down this year. Got some good plays, got some bad plays. I'm trying to, you know, make sure I'm looking at where, you know, what lines people are struggling against a little bit more to kind of keep that into focus. But nothing really tracks goals, lines against goals that well, you know, which is a kind of a shame. You know, I'd like to be able to, you know, Google or go and see, like, you know, Washington gives up more goals against other teams' third lines. And you just can't really get that information. So, yeah, you can get it by looking it up yourself, but it is a time-consuming process here. But so the note I've given is Ottawa's given up a goal to defenseman in 5 straight, and both teams have the worst penalty kill on the road and at home ice. So you look on the road, we got Ottawa next to last. What is it? You got Ottawa here next to last on the road, 2-7-1. They're dead last here in penalty kill, only converting 63% of on the penalty kill. You go over to the home stats. Philly near the bottom as well, 5-6-1, dead last on home. So that's going to tell me here. I'm going to look at, even though Philly is a little low on the actual converting of the power play, that's where I kind of want my lines. You look here, this is where I take another sheet just to get shots in here. So Philly does good defensively a little bit. Ottawa does not. Ottawa gives up the most shots. So Philly's going to be in play as well. And Ottawa is coming off the back-to-back. So let's open up these guys, and we're going to see where the plays are. Yeah. You know, Mitch, that's where the big money comes in, though, right? The more research you do, you know, the salaries, the more you make, it tends to be the more work you got to do. So, excuse me. That's why I built those macros, though. You know, once I just copy paste that in, that macro runs in 5 seconds, and I'm done and good to go. All right, so here we are, daily face-off here. We have, judging from what I looked at here, a lot of trouble here, a lot of good third-line production against the Flyers. And you look down here, and you're getting some good bargains with good third-line potential and some power play action. So I do believe that Zingle, Smith, and Ryan are in play. The downside is when you go down to this power play, you won't see Smith. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But I'd have no problem just saying, okay, I'm just going to take Bobby Ryan on this first-line power play, third line, and pair him up with Ryan Zingle, who's on that second power play unit. I also don't have any issues running Brady Tkachuk, who's having some great production over the past 5 games as well at 6,300. I wouldn't mind taking him there at 6,300. And then you go down defensively. Are there defensemen in play? Chabot a little bit, 6,500, a little high price tag. But they are getting some production here on this second defensive unit with Lajoie. I think it's Maxime Lajoie is how you pronounce it. I think I was listening to one the other day. Who knows, though? You know what? you guys understand. You can read it. Christian Jarris as well, 2,600. He's got 3 points in 5 games as well. Probably not a play yet. You know, you can see he must have just dipped into the lineup here, but Maxime Lajoie is in play, as well as Cody Ceci. But that's my analysis on Ottawa there. So to sum it up, like I said, Zingle, Ryan, I didn't say Bodker, but Bodker on the power play also in play. And I think this game is, like I said, it's going to be a high-scoring game again. I could see 4-4 or, 4-4 into overtime, making it a 5-4 game. Justin, you are correct. With DraftKings, it is 3 points for a goalie win. When I look at Philly, the past 5 games, this front line has really been the center of production. And look, look at this second line. Look at how stagnant this second line has been. Voracek, no points. Patrick, no points. Weiss, no points. Sorry, guys, that's my wife in the background if you heard her. She wasn't yelling at me, though, so we're in good shape. But really, I'm going to this first line. Konechny finally heard me when I yelled at him for many nights in a row. He's back in play at 5,500. Couturier, he's actually my prime target here at 5,900, having some great games. And Giroux a little bit pricey. I would go with a pair here. I would go with a pair. And like I said, this third line could be in play. Could be in play, Raiders fan. 10-game slate. It's going to be tough to validate a lot of third-line plays here. Wade and Simmons, 5,300's got some great production in the past 5, as well as Riemsdyk. But these guys, I mean, you're taking the great advice, the Raiders fan. As I said, you want these power plays because there's going to be great chances for Riemsdyk on that first power play unit, Simmons on the second power play unit. You see they haven't scored in the past 5, no power play points for him here, but you are getting some production up on this first power play unit. And like I said, Ottawa giving up goals against the defensemen 5 games straight here. So I'm thinking that Gostisbehere or Provorov would be your defenseman in play for that goal. Provorov obviously a little bit healthier on the price for you, but Gostisbehere is in play, guys, at 5,900. If you want to do a pair, if you want to do a Couturier with a maybe Simmons and then do Gostisbehere, and you get a little bit of both power play units, certainly would be a legitimate play. And obviously, another stat is no goalies here. No goalies here. It's going to be an ugly game there. And good to see Andrew on hockey there in the chat. We got to get him on, when we get a small slate here. Right? We're starting to get some trades out there, still some injury notes of interest, and get them back out here. But these 10 games are a little bit longer to take, so we'll try to get him on there when his schedule allows and the video length allows. But let's move on. Third game, guys. We got Carolina Hurricanes traveling to Montreal to take on the Montreal Canadiens. Montreal, a 110 home favorite with a 5.5 over-under here. We got McElhaney going to be in the net projection for Carolina and Carey Price for the Montreal Canadiens. Looking at this, Carolina, first, it's easy to see here. Carolina at 39.9 by far leads the league in shot attempts. And they also give up the fewest shot attempts. And you got Montreal 32.5, 32, about middle of the league here. Middle of the league on the shots for the Montreal side. You go here, Montreal, where are we at? We're down here 18th. Giving up 3.6, a little bit higher number on goals against here. And look at this. They get a lot of power plays, but they are not converting on these power play chances. So something of interest. And penalty kill, they're about middle of the league here. On the road team here, we got Carolina. Bottom half of the league, 4-5-1 on the road, 2.3 goals for with 3.1 against. Getting a lot of power play opportunities again, not converting as many as they would like. And they're pretty disciplined, 2.9 penalties a game with a penalty kill 17th on the road. So a little bit of stats there here, and we will go to Montreal, and we will open up Carolina here. Just a first take look, definitely favoring the Carolina side, even though Montreal's at 110 home favorite. I don't think there's going to be not a high scoring, I don't think, in this one. Kind of a 3-2. I would go with the under on the 5.5. But for me, I like this here. Still the first line, guys. I'm not big on Teravainen, still at 5,700. I still tend to prefer Furland and Aho. Teravainen's not out. I mean, I would kind of interchange both of these guys between Furland and Teravainen. Their stats are pretty similar. You know, it's just kind of understanding, you know, does Montreal give up more goals to a right winger or more goals to a left winger? You know, those are the stats you're kind of looking for. Aho's definitely in play, though. I do like Justin Williams on that right wing as well. So maybe it is Teravainen and Williams here and doubling up that right wing side. I don't third line, they've been good lately. You know, Svechnikov, 15 shots in 5 games is good for a 1.5 floor, but I'm not dipping down to the third line here for tomorrow. I'm not dipping down to the third line. And certainly I do believe Hamilton's back in play. Hamilton will be back in play at 5,300. I do believe he has some pretty good attention tomorrow. Even though he is down in the second power play, he did get a point in the past 5 on the power play. So I'm on board. So you do Williams and Hamilton on that second power play. It could work. It could work, guys. So that's where I'm at on the Carolina side. I have on my notes a complete fade for Montreal. Especially, you know, let me go back to Carolina while that's loading pretty quickly. Is McElhaney here at 7,600 is in play. He's 3-0, 1.33 with a 0.96 in his past 5. He has been really good, really good. So I'm fading Montreal completely in my lineups. But, you know, you got some shot production here. I mean, Gallagher at 6,000 with 18 shots, 3 points. I guess it wouldn't hurt to maybe one-off Gallagher or one-off Shaw or one-off Druin. I mean, the thing is, you know, you see these shots, you know, there's a lot of shots and whatnot, but then you have to factor in Carolina gives up the fewest shots in the league. You know, so how many of these shots are going to go on net and not get blocked by this great Carolina defense? You know, and this is why there's not a lot of shots. Let's take a quick look before we move on here. 10 blocks by Slavin in the past 5, 7 by Hamilton, 7 by Falk, 6 by DeHaan, 7 by Riemsdyk. These guys block a lot of shots. And that's not even looking if you get any forwards that are blocking shots. You know, you got 4 by Svechnikov there, 3 by Walmart, 3 by Fogley. They're blocking a lot of shots in Carolina. And who Columbus give up the goal to, Just, if you don't mind me asking here? Does it benefit my lineup? So that's what I'm looking for. Sorry, Yenzer on Hockey got me excited about that Columbus giving up another goal because, like I said, I'm playing some Detroit boys. But like I said, I'm not on Carey Price. Defensively, I am on McElhaney for the Carolina. Defensively here, you see they're projecting Shea Weber in the lineup, so we might see Shea Weber. Hopefully it's Mantha, Justin. Hopefully it's Mantha. So Shea Weber making a return potentially here. You got Petrie down on that third line. Nothing interests me here. Nothing interests me. So complete fade in my prediction here for the Canadians. So let's move on. Game 4 here. Try to pick up the pace a little bit. We got Anaheim Ducks going to Tampa Bay to take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay, a 235 home favorite with an over-under of 6. John Gibson projected to go against Domingue. Certainly, on paper, it looks like Tampa Bay should have an easy time. Chugging some orange juice here late at night. Make sure I got all of my vitamin C for the good picks tomorrow, hopefully. So let's open these guys up. Just some stats here. Tampa Bay, 10-3 at home, 4.2 goals for, 2.6 against. 11th on the power play with a good bit of chances, 3.7 a game. Penalty kills good, but they do take a lot of penalties. On the road, Anaheim 3-7 on the road, not scoring a lot of goals, and pretty much near the bottom of the league, bottom half of the league for penalty kill and power play. Shots wise, Tampa Bay taking 32.7 shots, giving up 32.7. Anaheim not taking a lot of shots and giving up a lot of shots against. So, my Lightning stats definitely is to Seth Jones. All right. Tampa Bay, I like the first line here, guys. 5,700 with Stamkos. Ah, man. They moved Kucherov back. Oh. Wow, they definitely made some changes, at least according to what – don't get, like Jay was saying before, don't get alarmed here. This could be, just to start the game. It could be, for the full game. You never know. But look at this, guys. Look at the savings on Stamkos. 7,900 in FanDuel, 5,700 in DraftKings. You got to take Stamkos in DraftKings at that production point. And I don't mind. Take JT Miller, if he's going to be with Stamkos. I like first line here. Analyzing the past few games against the Ducks and stuff, they tend to give up goals against first line. So I'd like them to shoot a little bit more. I'd only do the pair. I'm not ruling out Gord. Gord certainly could be a play as well. These guys here, the second line, that's been a machine lately. So Point and Kucherov, certainly high dollar cost. Tyler Johnson, high dollar cost. I don't know. They're getting more shot production too on the second line. It is Gibson, so do you want to? Gibson is a good goalie. Probably could easily be on a Stanley Cup contender if he wasn't in Anaheim. Do you want to take a chance spending that much money? Sure, you certainly can. I'm just telling you what I've analyzed. I know Justin's saying, certainly you don't like that line with garbage, but even if you are going to take a chance, you get some power play action here. So it could be Stamkos, Miller on the power play being set up by Point or Kucherov. Certainly in play. Certainly can't talk you away from that second line. Looking at the production, it's there to take a chance on if you would like. I'm not doing it. Certainly the fourth line is starting to get into some great production as well. Ernie and Paquette and Callahan could be a GPP play here. I wouldn't go there in a cash game. Hedman, 6,200. He's in play. Hedman's in play. McDonough is also in play at 5,600. Even Cernak at 3,100 is in play as well. And I wouldn't go Girardi. I'd rather go Cernak than to go Girardi here. And Domingue is in play for a cash game if you want the win, but Anaheim is not going to get you a lot of shots. So that's going to be your trade-off. It's going to be your trade-off here, guys. I'm not on board taking Domingue. I'd rather just take find another goalie on the slate. So that's where I'm at on Tampa. I have noted here to take a complete fade on the Ducks. So, all right. Looks like games just went final. I took third place with, looks like 41.5. The winner, PZ 1490 with 59.1 points. JD Reedy 13. Second place with 44.4. Me in third. Joe Minor 31 and fourth with 40.9. Habs 3105 continuing a cash streak with 39.3, rounding out the top 5. And those are your cash play winners. So congrats to those who've won. So let's go here. Like I said, Raquel getting 17 shots in the past 5 games. Great production there. Kase, 19 shots, 3 goals. He might be a play as a one-off. I've played him a couple times and I've actually done pretty well. Looking him down, still Montour at 4,500. I don't know why his points, why his price tag isn't going up to hit that 5,000 mark. 6 points in the past 5 games, 16 shots, 11 blocks. These are great. These are great numbers here, and he's still at 4,500. I say take the savings while you can. 4,300 on FanDuel as well. Like I said, I'm not really going to look at the power plays very much. I wouldn't even mind if you wanted to one-off Adam Henrique at 3,700 with these kind of stats on the power play as well. 2 goals, 2 assists in the past 5 with 10 shots and 4 blocks. That's an all right number at 3,700. But most likely I'm going to fade them out. Let's keep going here and try to pick up some time on a couple of these games. Next game, we have Colorado Avalanche going to Nashville to take on the Nashville Predators. Nashville, 165 home favorite with an over-under 6. We're projected to have Varlamov in net for the Colorado Avalanche and Pecorine for the Nashville team. So, battle of two strong teams here in the Western Conference. So, what are we going to see here? Cole, man, that's awesome news, Cole. Awesome news. All right, we're loading this up. Now, you'll certainly take the past couple nights, I'm sure, Cole. Those that are just joining the chat, though, while this loads up, like I said, Joe, Minor 3131, assuming the internet comes on for his new house tomorrow, he'll be live back in action. And hopefully I'll be on as well. This Avalanche line, yes, that. Yeah, Dustin Brown definitely took Justin off the Yinzer on Hockey off the totem pole last night. So, a lot of shot production coming in from this first line in Colorado. I just don't like where they go up against this Nashville team. I have a note in mind through analysis to kind of say complete fade here. Nashville does pretty well against the first line, and you see a lot of this production does come from the first line. You got 2 goals by Wilson here. 2 goals on this third line and 2 goals on this fourth line in the past 5 games, with a couple goals by Barry, a goal by Nemeth the other day, and Zadorov with a goal. But so that's what we're looking at here. These guys are a lot of money to chance on. Look at these prices for McKinnon, Ranton, and Landeskog. I do know you have more money on FanDuel, but 13,000. Woo! That's nuts. Really, let's go to where, like I said, Tyson Barrie maybe on the defensive side at 5,500. He could be in play, certainly being on this first power play unit. But that's the only interest I have. My interest here comes with the Nashville power play. And specifically, looking at this, I like to run Ryan Johansson at 4,900 here at his first power play center line with Matthias Ekholm, 4,300 defense, and then pair him up with the 7,100 expensive play, Philip Forsberg. That's the play I would like to play against this Colorado Avalanche. Varlamov doesn't really impress me that much. I've never really been on the Varlamov wagon here. Yarncrook, if you wanted to do, if you wanted to hit first lines in another game, Yarncrook on the second line with Craig Smith or even Kevin Fiala, pair this second lineup wouldn't be a bad potential play as well if you spent your money everywhere else. And let's just go down and get some stats here on Justin. Yeah. Pekka, I know, started off slow, but he is 4-0 in the past 5 with a 2.01.929. So he's gotten a little bit more solid. You look down here, Varlamov, he's 2-0 with 2.5.923. A little bit cheaper at 7,400 than Pekka at 8,000, but I still like this Nashville 9-3 at home, drawing a lot of power plays here, 4.3 power plays a game. They're not converting as much, but still a lot of chances, and I'm okay to run that. You look at Colorado. Colorado, they're 8-4-2, second place on the road, 4.1 goals for, 3 against, third best power play in the team. But right here, lots. They take the most penalties in the league on the road. So that's where I'm at. This is why I like the power play of Nashville to score one, because Colorado takes a lot of penalties, and I think that Nashville line is at least good enough to put up one power play goal. You hit that guy that hits another regular line goal on a 5-on-5 goal or an empty netter, you're going to have a nice play. So that's where I'm at. I like Nashville to win a close one here, 3-2, 4-2 perhaps with an empty netter. Next game up on the slate, we got the Pittsburgh Penguins traveling up to take on the Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg 135 home favorite, 6.5 over under. Casey DeSmith projected to be in net for the Penguins, and Connor Hellebuck in net for the Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg coming off that big 8-4 win, like Justin said. Yeah, just ruined my night. I had that Penguins line. I was looking all nice, felt good about it, and out of nowhere comes frickin' Patrick Laine, ruined my night. And right about here's where I ran out of time in reviewing all the lines. So, like I said, I got down to what? About 6 games. So, next 4 games we'll kind of look at together and see what happens here. That's all we can do, right? So, we got keep on looking here. For me, I still, my first note is the takeaway from this is the power play. You got both top power plays. The Penguins on the road, best power play team in the league. They don't draw a lot of penalties, but they do convert at almost 38% of chances for first in the league. Their penalty kill, pretty decent, 4th in the league for penalty kill. You go to Winnipeg, they are 8-2-2 at home, getting 3.4 goals for, 2.4 against. Once again, not drawing a lot of penalties, but converting at almost 39% at home on the power play. So a lot of power play chances here, guys. Well, not a lot of chances, but a lot of potential in that power play. For me, I'm still looking Gensel, Crosby on that first line. Simon, for the price savings, I think you could play him. I'm not. Like I said, if you think the power play is going to score, I think you pair 3 lines here. I think you could be okay to do Gensel, Crosby, Malkin, Gensel, Crosby, Kessel, and take a second line somewhere else. Maybe it is that Nashville line where you get a little savings. You do the 3-pack here and the 2-pack on Nashville. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Certainly Malkin also. It doesn't have to be Kessel. It can be Malkin too. Pearson has fit in nicely on that second line. And certainly the Penguins are applauding the addition of him. Third lines have actually had some pretty good success against this Winnipeg team, and they are a great price savings. You could have some sneak attacks in a GPP play with Brassard, Rust, or Aston Reese. It's hard to really say which one. Probably Brassard with a chance on that, what is it, second power play? Yeah, that second power play, potentially Brassard could be a play. So that's where I'm at on this one. Certainly Letang in play as well. 6,600 lot there, but he's producing. Third line is coming around, Justin, and it's hard to say it's garbage when Rust keeps bouncing around left and right. I have not heard anything on Hornquist. Kind of been silent up here in the sports radio broadcast here. That's because every time the Steelers play, you listen to them talk about them until they're blue in the face. Now you got Roethlisberger there saying like, "Oh, AB was held. That's why I threw that interception." What a crybaby! But I wouldn't go goalies in this game, guys. It's just too much of a risk for either goalie. Looking at this Winnipeg side, I wouldn't mind taking Scheifele as his first-line center. Some success for centers against the Penguins on this first line. That's why I wouldn't mind doing like Scheifele, Little, Line. Connor certainly in play. This second line is just incredible. Connor, Little, Line. Little's price, or Connor's price, I mean, certainly inflated due to his big night the other night. I don't think he's a 6,800 player. That's probably why I'd rather play Little. Do like Scheifele, Little, and Line just for that power play. And look, there's Scheifele, there's Line. You get some production. Little on the second power play unit, which has had some success. That's where I'm going. I just don't want to pay 6,800 for Kyle Connor. Man, I got no interest again in Wheeler or Ehlers. No interest in them guys again. And no interest again, third and fourth line. And Bufflin is still in play. That's a high price to pay. You'd have to leave out a winger if you wanted to do Bufflin. So you'd have to run like maybe just run like Scheifele, Line, Bufflin, or even do like Little, Line, Bufflin if you think that Winnipeg's going to win. But so that's pretty funny there, Justin. And then you look at shots again. Let's just take a quick look here at shots before moving on. Winnipeg, about middle of the league for shots for and shots against, around that 32.5 mark. Pittsburgh, same kind of deal. So not much difference to look at there. So let's move on. No goalies, like I said. Next up, you have Arizona Coyotes heading to Minnesota, take on the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota, a 190 home favorite with a 5.5 over-under. Projected to be Antti Ranta in net against Devin Dubnyk. I think this was one that was like updated. Let's take a look. Yeah, updated 5 months ago. Maybe they won't even. Maybe they'll go back to Kemper after that horrible performance. 3 shorthanded goals against Ranta. So and a butt wiping. Well, I'm sure that they probably didn't give up all 6. They probably pulled them, but that's just some notes. I didn't get to see if they yanked them or not, but that's something you can look at. Really not a fan of the Arizona side in general. As Justin was pointing out, the Ends Are on Hockey in the chat there, you do have the new addition. I don't even think they – okay, yeah. Looks like they're going to run Nick Schmaltz on that second line with Vince Hinostroza and Alex Galchenyuk. There's just not much to be excited about here. They get a lot of shots up here, maybe enough to validate a 4,500. And I just can't see it, guys. I just can't find myself in a 10-game slate to validate this one. So no plays on the Arizona side, guys. No plays at all for me. But you see there, like I said, just to give you guys an overview here, Nick Schmaltz from Chicago, they're going to put him on this second line, and it also looks like he's going to center up the second power play unit to start off his career as an Arizona Coyote. Yeah, I mean, at least the power play, you would think, Justin, that they like maybe put Keller on this second line wing and like move up Goligoski to first power play or something. I don't understand it either, especially with the chemistry they've had in the juniors. All right. Looks like we're around 50 minutes with 4 games left. So we're going to get through these here. For me, with Minnesota here, it's certainly going back to these first lines here. Let's first go to these stats here. On the road, Arizona, 4-5-1. They're not scoring that much. 3 goals against. Great penalty kill though. Not take it. They're a very disciplined team, probably because they can't ever get close to the puck. They showed spurts of like pretty good speed too, but I don't know. Let's go and see home ice here. Minnesota 8-2-2, 3.6 goals for, 2.8 against. They're 3.6 penalties, power plays a game they get with, which is pretty much good for middle of the pack. They are good on the power play or the penalty kill, but they do take a lot of penalties. So like I said, so they're not very good on the power play. And you got Arizona, like their at least good point has been the penalty kill. So I think what you do is you stick with line pairs here. You can run the Eric Staal, Mikael Granlund line. That'd be an acceptable play. Or you run Parise with like Coyle. Actually, I'd probably run Parise. Yeah, Parise with Coyle for the shot production there. That's what I'm running. Niederreiter, this year might be the best fourth line in the past 5 games here. It's between this one and potentially Tampa Bay with Niederreiter and Eric Fair on this fourth line. Good. This is a good sneaky play for GPP play. Oh, yeah, Raiders fan. There was nothing. They'll only score 10 if Minnesota has 4 guys on the ice and Arizona has 5, right? Let's go here. Shots on goal. Arizona, 31.8, 31. Let's see. Minnesota giving up 30.8. I think Dubnik's in play. Let's see what he's done the past 5 before we go on here. 1-1, 3.14, 0.89. Oh, my goodness. They have him at 8,500 for tomorrow in DraftKings. Ugh. I don't know if I want to spend 8,500 on Dubnyk, but I'm going to look at him at least. I'm going to look at him. Next game up, though, we got the Vegas Golden Knights going up against the Chicago Blackhawks. Vegas a 115 road favorite with a 5.5 over-under. Marc-Andre Fleury expected to be in net coming off that shutout win against San Jose, going up against Corey Crawford, who's actually had a couple decent games as of late. So let's take a look. I was trying to get a little bit of a look at Vegas to see if it was like 6 goals. Is it multi-goals? And they're just – it's hard to get that hat trick or anything from Vegas. I mean, it really is. Oh, I'm drawing a blank here. Okay, Chicago. So I still like Chicago, or I like Vegas to continue build off of that 6-goal shutout. They are 5-9 on the road, 2.4, 3.6. Let's see here. Not drawing a lot of penalties, but they are 12th in the power play and 23rd in penalty kill on the road. You look here, going to the home side, Chicago is 5-3-3 at home, 2.7 goals for, 2.7 against, 21st on the power play, 21st on the penalty kill. Pretty disciplined team here. When I look, Alex Tuck had a couple goals here for Vegas the other night, or he had 1 goal and a point or 2. Pacioretty, again, starting to come alive for sure. He had a goal the other night at 5,200. I certainly wouldn't mind running the Pacioretty Alex Tuck combo at this second line. I wish that, I keep saying, when's Marcia Show and Ed Carlson and Riley Smith, when's this line really going to come together? The power play here is at least clicking from the Riley Smith standpoint. You see here 4 power play points in the past 5. Maybe you do run this first power play unit against the Chicago team. They don't draw a lot of penalties, like I said, but I could seriously see doing a Marcia Pacioretty Smith combo. I could see that working. Colin Miller is even play. Even if you wanted to do like Pacioretty, Smith, and Colin Miller defensively, also another play. This first power play unit definitely deserves a look for Vegas. If you didn't want to play that, like I said, these 2 wingers on the second line, potential play. Nothing on the third line, nothing on the fourth line. Nate Schmidt, potential play here at 3,300. I'm okay with that play. Colin Miller, 4,900, another good play because he's getting a lot of power play action and certainly contributing. Theodore, he could be a look. He could be a look. Is he on the second power play? He is. I'd have to see how the breakout is between this first power play and second power play unit to make that determination. But for an additional 300, I'm probably taking Miller over Theodore. And certainly when you look here at Chicago, 33 shots for, 33.1 against. Vegas, a lot of shots for, 27, not giving up a ton of shots. I still think that Fleury is in play. And I'd rather take Fleury at 7,700 than take Dubnyk at 8,500. So that might be my play. And like you said, Cole, Hawks are a mess here, and the addition of Run and Brandon Saad back up with this first line's kind of paid dividends. 5 points in the past 5 games, 13 shots, 4,500 with Taves. These two could be an okay pair to run in some GPP format. I wouldn't run them in a cash game, though. Canes just takes a lot of shots, but I don't think it validates a 7,600 price tag. Nothing on the third or fourth line. Forsling is a defensive play that's possible, 3,200. I wouldn't mind taking a shot at him. Wouldn't mind taking a shot at Gustafsson at 4,100. That's where I'm at. No to Seabrook. And Corey Crawford could be a GPP play because the reason being is we don't know what Vegas team we're going to get. Could it be the Vegas team that has the worst shooting percentage in the league? Where is it? I don't know if this tracks. It doesn't track shooting percentage, but Vegas had a terrible shooting percentage before, but they take a lot of shots. So if Crawford plays a good game, he could draw some high points. So let's keep going here. I don't know what. Okay, there we are. All right, so let's keep on going here. Like I said, I still think Vegas wins that one. Good goalie plays here. Good goalie plays. Next up is the Dallas Stars on the road heading to the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton 140 home favorite with an over-under of 6. Looks like we have Khudobin in net again for the Dallas Stars, taking on Cam Talbot for Edmonton. Let's see what we got here. I mean, it's easy to say what well, let's just say this. The first line of the LA Kings just completely ripped apart Edmonton the other night. So I think that puts Mitch's Dallas Stars in play for sure. So it's going to be expensive, I'm sure, when we open these price tags. I'm sure Ben, Sagan, Radulov will be highly priced. Yeah, about what I've expected. But they're in play, guys. This whole first line is a 3-person stack that's in play. I know Dallas is not stellar on the road. You know, you look here on the road, Dallas is 4-7-1 with only 2.1 goals for. They're terrible on power play at 27th in the league, and they'd still have a decent penalty kill. Edmonton at home, next to last in the league, 4-4-1, giving up 3.1, 18th on the 18th on the power play, 21st on the penalty kill. So I still hopefully I don't know if my screenshot's messing up. I got my phone on and it's looking like it keeps going in and out. So I apologize if it is, but yeah, I like this first line again. And as Cole said, Heiskanen is coming out. He's playing great. I had him the other night with those 2 goals. Loved every minute of it at 4,000. Still great play. Asa Lindell at 4,500. Still a good play. And Bayreuther had a point, I think, the other night. So he's another good play. And Fedun there at 1 goal, 12 shots, 7 blocks, 2,800. Another good play, guys. So I'm all on Dallas here against this Edmonton team. I don't like Khudobin, though. All right, Cole. Yeah, I mean, hey, the more the merrier. The good thing is if we fill 15 the next day, we can put 20 in. If we fill 20, we can put 25 in. We just keep building it up. Hopefully we get to, having those 50-person contests. Me and Joe were talking on the drive home there about maybe even on the big slate nights, make it instead of $1 entry, like make it a $3 one or something, and put a little bit more money on the line. If that's certainly something that the gang would be interested in. But here I still like McDavid at 8,000 against Khudobin with Draisaitl. I'm doing the Draisaitl-McDavid combo on the first line. I am going to look at who Dallas gives up goals to. That's one thing I do want to look at. If Dallas does not give up goals to first liners, I don't want any part of that. It's just too pricey for me to take the chance, even though it is Khudobin. But Khudobin has been their starter for the last few games, so I should get a good reading on where we're at there. Chiasson, ever since someone in the chat brought up this cat's name, Chiasson, he's been on fire, and he's still. If you don't want to do this line, do the second line with Nugent Hopkins, Chiasson. I don't even mind pairing him up. One of these two lines will score against Dallas's team tomorrow. Khudobin will not get a shutout. I had Klefbom yesterday. Wow. What a game for Klefbom. I literally took out Musin, Jake Musin from the Kings 5 minutes before the game started to run Klefbom because I had some extra cash, and it turned out to be a great move and helped me place in the lineup for sure. The dude had like 6 blocks and like 8 shots yesterday or something and 2 assists. So I'm still okay to run him at 5,700. Even in his mid-intermission interviews, he was like all about like getting a goal and being involved in the offense. He really wants that goal. Nurse at 4,000, I still don't mind taking a chance on Nurse. I think Justin from Yinzer on Hockey had Nurse in, and I think 2 points or something. So this power play has been clicking a little bit. You see here, points all around on this first power play unit, guys. So maybe it's a look there. All right, we're down to this last game, right around the hour mark. So an hour for 10 games. I'm okay with that. My dog here is putting his treat underneath my jacket. So little snack for me tomorrow when I find it. We have the LA Kings, though, taking on the Vancouver Canucks in the late game, another late game. LA Kings are 115 road favorite. And 5.5 over under. It looks like we're going to have Cal shut out Peterson going on and taking on Markstrom is the projections here. So could be goals here, guys. Could be goals. When I'm looking here, I still like Bo Horvat and Goldobin a little bit more than anyone else from the Vancouver side. Like, I like that pairing more. Oh, yeah. Kyle Peterson, man, the goalie of the year right there. Now I'm totally losing track of who the Kings. All right. So Kings, Dustin Brown off that big shot or a big hat trick there. Is Cole going back to him? Is Cole or no, not Cole. I'm sorry. Habs the other night had this whole first line. Like, he literally stacked last night. Last night he stacked like 5 LA players. I think it was Kopitar, Brown, Kovalchuk, and maybe Doughty. So he hit the mark. It's going to be a mainly fade game here all around for me. I don't see this having a ton of points, but then again, I could be wrong. I like this game for a late slate game, though. I like this as a late slate game. So let's look on the road here. On the road, we have this LA Kings team, 3-6 on the road, 1.7 goals for. They have yet to score a power play goal on the road. Yet. 23 chances, no goals. So power play, don't look at it. Oh, there we are. Brown, Kopitar, Doughty, Kovalchuk. Yeah, kudos to that line for sure. Vancouver 5-4. At home, 3.3 goals for, 3.6 against, 10th on the power play and 15th on the penalty kill here. For me, it's still Vancouver, guys. Yeah, Cole. I did see you even hit with Kucherov, and you did hit with Kucherov in point too. Like I said, I like this Horvat Goldobin combo just because of the get like both power plays. You see Goldobin here, 4,000. He's had 3 power play points in the past 5 games. You look here, 6,000. You know, fairly priced first line center cost, 14 shots, 4 points, 2 power play points with 21 minutes of ice time. I like playing these guys. Brock Besser, 5,500, a lot of shot potential there as well. This first power play unit here on all these lines, I think could be a nice play tomorrow. Gagne, Horvat, Bozer, or Besser, I think they pronounce it. Let's look at shots here, though. LA Kings doesn't take a lot of shots. It gives up around 31.2. Vancouver doesn't take a lot of shots. So goalie-wise, I'm having a hard time finding someone here if I'm going to take 2. And let's Markstrom here needs to be better, certainly with these stats, 7,500. Could they be that team? Markstrom could be in play tomorrow. He could be a chance goalie. I don't – maybe on a late slate, but I don't think a main slate I'm going to take him. That'll be a good one to see, Raiders fan. It'll probably be scored by like Austin Wagner. Oh, he's not even on there. Who knows? Maybe it's Beef Enough that scores it. You're right, Cole. Well, you got to admit, like right now, like Dustin Brown's only played, I think, in 13 games or something they were saying on the broadcast. So, I mean, they were without him for a few games. So this first line's in play. Kopitar, Brown. Obviously, don't play the power play. Even if you wanted to one-off Kopitar or Brown and just take the one-off, it's hard not to see one of these guys getting a point tomorrow. It really is hard not to see. I just don't see Markstrom putting up a shutout. Matt Luff at 2,800 is certainly a good call for a GPP play as well. One of his goals were an empty netter, I believe, so he's technically had like 3 goals, 1 assist on that third line. Kovalchuk, he's just – I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, he's just – well, you know, he's potentially like Carlson, though, right? No, yeah. Oh, yeah, I agree with you, Cole. I don't think they're a major stack play by any means tomorrow, at least. But I do think that there's a one-off play here that's going to be good. I do think there's going to be a one-off play that's good. So that's the slate breakdown. Big 10-game slate here. A lot of plays, guys. And let's do the game. I guess I'll write down my own here, and I can even write them tomorrow. So when I rewatch this video and listen to myself, you know, yammer on. So let's see. Let's start off with the Boulder Award. Mix things up here, guys. You know what? Boulder Award here. I'm going Devin Dubnyk from Minnesota for the Boulder Award win tomorrow. Joe says he always owes him a lot of money, and I think he could potentially get some of that money back. So, Dubnik for sure in the win tomorrow, and he's comes at a price. So, snowflake stack. You know, we could go the easy ones here, but let's try to make it interesting. And I am going to this Montreal Canadiens first line, guys, for the snowflake. Montreal Canadiens first line. We have Gallagher, we have Tatar, and we have Philip Deneau. So first line, Montreal for the Snowflake Award tomorrow. And so who is our, you know what? I'm going here to this Philly Flyers team for this Philadelphia Flyers team first line, Claude Giroux, Sean Couturier, Travis Konechny against a very bad defensive team of Ottawa Senators. So Flyers with a big line, big win tomorrow with a lot of production on that first line, especially against this McKenna. Did we look and see what kind of production here that we've with this McKenna here? Sometimes this. Let's see here. See what the stats show before I get off of here. And come on, open up stats. All right, so let's go down here. I mean, McKenna can't be worse than Anderson, right? Yeah, they don't even have this McKenna. See, this is the tough stuff here. You got Mike Condon as the backup, supposedly, against a very bad Anderson. And you look here on left wing lock. Let's see how current it is. Mike McKenna, 7 hours ago. So Senators on the back-to-back. He's 0-1 with a 5.41, .862 on left wing lock. Yeah, I certainly like this first line of Philly to put up big numbers tomorrow. Oh, hey, Cole, we're on the same page here. So I'm gonna stop screen sharing here, and we're gonna get back to it here. And guys, like I said, I know with me and Joe, I mean, I don't know what everyone does for a living out here, but me and Joe, I talked to Joe the other day, and he said I'm listening to the video twice for the second time. So we re-listened to this video. We turned the speed up. I listened to it at 1.5. You know, watch it and listen to it a couple times. Sometimes helps if you have that capability to do so. It's a game. We're all in it. We're all still learning here. I'm still trying to learn different methods to the madness as well. I'm hitting a little bit better. I called that third line Johnson play for Toronto the other night. Didn't play him, you know, because I was running cash games. But it's nice to hit those third line plays a little bit when you can. But yeah, everything. It's a lot of plays tomorrow. Hopefully Joe's back tomorrow. Certainly, that'll do it for the slate. Certainly, tweet us at DFS Quarry on Twitter. You can tweet us any question you want. Joe's actively looking at that page while he's on the road. Yeah, I don't as much. I'd certainly tweet me at JSBinary87. I will respond when I can as well. Tips, ideas, anything you want looking at is anything a good play. I don't know how the chat function works in DraftKings. I seen there was like a chat in our contest, and I didn't know where they went. I did chat good luck, guys. I don't know if it gets notifications. I got to ask Joe how that works. If anyone wants to like chat in there, it's cool. So certainly, guys, love the chat again. A lot of good plays. Like I said, it's nice to get you guys in the chat that we can talk about what you guys mentioned. I did. I seen I called it a dine and dash that Craig did the other day on that Edmonton Anaheim game. I think it was that he wanted us to game script. I knew it wasn't going to be a very good one, and it turned out it was a 2-1 overtime game. Kind of what I would game script, but certainly we'll do that for you. I mean, we look at stats that are in front of us at different web pages. Daily Faceoff, as I said, left wing lock. I go to CBS Sports, sometimes it gives good stats. There's like this King site that gives like the road stats, away stats, very accessible. These are all up for grabs for everyone, free of charge. I've seen like Roto Grinders has some free things that I'm going to check out tomorrow when time allows as well. So, hey, guys, it's been a pleasure. Raiders fan, Cole, Mitch, everyone on the channel, live chat. Yenzer on hockey as well. It's been a pleasure, and keep on telling your friends, keep on subscribing. Hopefully we hit that 100 mark. I told Joe at the end of the season, even if we're not at 100, we'll still do the raffle. You know, it's fun. It's awesome to do, and it's awesome. It's been a true fun time. So meeting you guys, hanging out, and maybe occasionally taking your money, and some days you take mine. So it's been fun. So we'll see you guys again tomorrow, though, and good luck on tomorrow's picks. See you then.